Hey guys, and welcome back to part 2 of this how to make tutorial where I'll be going over how I made my track I'd Do It Again featuring Saint Yves. So the first thing is just going to say we're going to start from a clean template, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw in what I was given when I first originally started this track. So we have a piano MIDI that the vocalist used to work with. And she gave me her vocal, obviously. Anyways, I know her vocal was at 137 BPM. So I'm just going to put that in Complex Pro. And then I'm going to switch the tempo to 140. So because I put her vocal to 137, it's automatically going to warp to 140. So let me just get this right on time here. Should be good. So this is the vocal right here.
I don't even understand how you left me like you did. Yes, I know I let you in. Should've known you took everything. Never thought I'd break so hard.
And now I'm just going to go ahead and add in a piano. And I'm looking for the grand piano, which is in the instrument rack. All right, so here are the two together.
I don't even understand how you left me like you did. Yes, I know I let you in. Should've known you took everything. Never thought I'd break so hard. I'm up here alone, just a falling star. But I'd do it again. I'd do it again. 'Cause you took me higher. And everyone knows that there ain't nobody could ever come close.
So that's the song right there, the parts that I was given. And it was written by Saint Yves, my good friend, and also with Bridges Music. So they wrote this together, sent me over the vocal and the piano, and I went from there and pretty much added all my own thing and produced the rest of the track. So now that we've heard this, I'm actually going to I'll delete this MIDI. And we're going to rewrite it because I thought the chords could be a little stronger and I could get a better voicings on each one. So I'm going to go in and just write out the chords.
I don't.
All right, so the first chord was a G sharp. And we'll go into the second octave here.
I don't even understand. I don't even understand. I don't even understand how you. I don't even. I don't even understand how you.
So yeah, the first chord here, G sharp minor, is going to last 2 bars. And then we'll go to the B major, I believe, yeah, for 1 bar. And then right here they had the
I don't even understand how you left me like.
oops. Where did I go wrong right here? Oh, D sharp, there we go.
I don't even understand how you left me like you did.
And then we'll add that 7th right on top there.
I don't even understand how you left me like you did.
And then what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna turn up the velocity to max. And then I'm gonna copy and paste this 4 times.
I don't even understand how you left me like you did. Yes, I know I let you in. Should've known you took everything. Never thought I'd break so hard.
Alright, so in their original chord progression, they just kept this continuous loop, but I decided I wanted to make it sound, I don't know, just add in my own color for the second part, and it would kind of just introduce a new color to the song. So I actually moved this chord over and changed this chord right here. So this D sharp, I actually bring up to an E. So it kind of like goes into a new chord for a second and then goes right back into the same chord progression, but it kind of makes it sound like a new chord progression is happening, even though it's not. It's the exact same, just one chord on the start. So I'll go right here, and we're adding in that
Everything, never thought I'd. Everything, never thought I'd.
throw the E.
Everything, never thought I'd break so hard. I'm up here alone, just a falling star, but I'd do it again.
Right, I'm just gonna make sure there's no extra automation on. There we go. Alright, so that is pretty much the chord progression right there that I used through the whole track. So the next part is I'm going to bring in a piano that I've been using for quite some time, and it's going to replace this. Now we're just going to move that down here and delete that. Actually, we're just going to try that down velocity, see what happens. Yeah, so as you can see, I have this piano, it's Contact Library. I use the classical compression, which is a preset within the compressor of Ableton. And then I use OTT, which is another preset from right here, the multiband dynamics, and I turned to 20%. And then I basically just went through, I took out the top end, which, I mean, there's already top end missing from it anyways. And then I just EQ'd out some muddy frequencies there. So here. Just frequencies that could be turned down, so I thought it was a lot smoother. So let's listen to it now.
But I'd do it again. I'd do it again. 'Cause you took me high.
Cool. So now that we have that in there, I'm going to go ahead and make a synth here, because we need some pads to kind of fill out that space. And actually, I'm going to go into this and turn on this layer.
I don't even understand how you left me like you did. Yes, I know I let you in. Should've known you took everything. Never thought I'd break so hard. I'm up here.
So it adds kind of this stringy ambience over top. Alright, so back to the synth that we'll be making right here. I'm going to copy over this MIDI, and I'm going to throw it up an octave. Alright. So the first thing, I'm going to turn this attack way up to about here. And I'll turn the release up. Then I'm going to prepare this LFO here. Get 7 voices, just detune a little bit. Blend, turn the phase all the way down. Add some noise in there. I'm going to turn this down to about 45. Turn this down an octave. And I'm just going to put this slightly on the fine. Alright, so now into the effects. I'm going to add a flanger. I'm going to turn that all the way down for now. Actually, I'm probably right to here. And a delay, which we just barely have up. Turn to ping pong. To a plate, turn the size up, pre-delay down, low cut will come up a bit, high cut can just change a little bit there, damp up and width all the way up, and the reverb will probably be about here. Now for the EQ, I turn the frequency up, I turn the Q down a bit, and I use this middle one here. And the gain just up. Frequency will be about here for this band. Right, and that's pretty much it. Now it's just for the processing here, which actually I didn't add much at all. I just kind of added EQ, cut out the low end, and then cut out the high end. All right, and from there I group these two, so let's start naming these properly. Pads, CRaymak, piano, and then I already have done up our break processing. So basically all I did here was, we can listen to them soloed, add an OTT, which pulls up the synths and everything, the pads more, and that ambience. Added this wider, which is an awesome plugin for imaging. Here with, without. Kind of just fills up that stereo a bit more, and then this will make everything kind of glue together even more. And then just a simple EQ to cut out the low end and take out a few of these little annoying spots that were just a little too loud. Yeah. And then the high end. So now
I don't even understand how you left me like you did. Yes, I know I let you in. Should've known you took everything. Never thought I'd break so hard. I'm up here alone, just a falling star. But I'd do it again. I'd do it again. 'Cause you took me higher.
Cool. So the next thing we're going to look at is the next section. So that's pretty much like the basis of what I wanted for this until we get putting in percussion and effects and all that other good stuff. So we'll call this break synths. We'll get this one ready. And then we'll delete this. So the next part is going to be figuring out what to do for this next section.
And everyone knows that there ain't nobody could ever come close.
All right, so what I thought here was this part's so higher frequency, like with the pianos and everything, it's just higher notes, that I thought for the vocal, we could really make this vocal stand out more and change the color of the song completely by dropping a lot of that higher end synth out and just having a sub bass, like a good Reese sub bass. So I'm gonna pull in this sub bass, which is a simple sub bass from Serum. I'm gonna take the processing off and we're gonna draw out the notes. So basically it's the same kind of chord progression, though just changed up a little bit. So with that G sharp, it continued out for 2 bars, but this time we're gonna make it faster moving because the vocal's moving slower here. I thought, why not make something else move faster so it's not just so long and drawn out. So here, I'll play it first. And we'll throw that down. Yeah, so I thought it would sound cooler since the vocal is slower going right there that we do this.
And everyone knows that there ain't nobody could ever come close.
And then I would cut it right there, and this next part I thought would be perfect to like bring in the build up.
If I could go back to the start.
So right there will be like a cool like vocal swell, kind of make the vocal more important, and then we'll continue into this next section, which I believe I just change. I follow the chord progression that we made here where I changed that one chord. I follow it right here by putting the sub bass down to the E, and then instead of it staying in the E, we go back to the G sharp there. And then it does the same thing, so.
And everyone knows.
And now we'll just turn on the OTT, the saturator,
Could ever come close.
and then the EQ. So we take off that high end.
And everyone knows that there ain't nobody could ever come close. If I could go back.
Yeah, so we'll listen to this part here.
If I could go back to the start, watch it all fall apart. Though I know how the story ends, I'd do it again.
So this would be where it's building up, building
I'd
up,
do it again.
and then we can cut and drop. So I think that's kind of a good arrangement. The next thing we're going to look at is actually this plucky synth. So this is just a pluck, simple trancy kind of pluck that I found in Serum. and I already have it ready in here. I have OTT and the EQ on, and we're just gonna start drawing this in. So basically with this pluck, I wanted it to be an arpeggiator sense. So like instead of actually using an arpeggiator, I like drawing out it because I feel like I have more control and I know what notes will sound good over the chords if you know your simple theory. But basically the way I do it, I just love to draw it out myself because I have so much more freedom. So there's our pluck. And now I'm just gonna go and start writing it all out. All right, and it's actually a lot quicker than that. There we go. So we'll cut these back. Or wait, no, we'll leave it like that. No. We will cut those back. There, so they just overlap a little bit. So the pattern that I drew in, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you exactly how I did it. It's very repetitive. So this is the first chord, since we're going over that G sharp. And I kind of keep the same 3 in a row kind of pattern going. 3 in a row, 1 note, and then 3 in a row, 5 in a row there. But basically this pattern keeps continuing over and over again. And I do this like passing tone thing, so we go back up to the D sharp. I'll put this back to here. And then into that E, so our sub bass goes to the E, and this just hits that E perfect. And then because we know that's going to be an E major chord, go down to here. Oops. The E back up here. Do these same notes in a row. Another E. And then we got B. So we got the 3, the 1, 5. And then 1. And then we do 3, and we do this passing tone. So our next bass note is that B. So we got a B major chord coming. So that C sharp leads perfectly up into that D sharp, the third of the B major. Drop this down to here. So we got our B major chord outlined. And I'm trying to keep consistent where these top notes are. So these will be like the main notes, but they're very in one lane, like not going too far out of interval. So, and usually that's how I like to keep my arpeggiators, my homemade MIDI arpeggiators. I like to keep everything kind of the voice in the same area. So the chords will just be inverted if you look at them as chords, but they'll like stay in a very straight path. So let's keep going with this. All right, so we got our D sharp. Oh, I'm looking ahead here. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Got it. Gets a little confusing doing this, but if you keep listening along, you'll hear it. So, okay, the next part is I jump down to this G sharp, and we want to hit this D sharp. So we want to hit a part of it, so we end up going up and leading right into the 5th. So now we got that A sharp, and this is where the rhythm of the top note kind of changes, but we still keep it in that same area. And then I want this little turnaround. So it goes up to the F sharp, the 3rd, and then we go down to the 5th again, then to the 7th because we had that in our chord. But it's a great leading tone right back into the D sharp, so the 5th of our G sharp. And then basically I'll just copy and paste this over. And then I'll cut these out because we know we're going to stop on that bar. Actually, yeah, we're going to do that twice. So then copy and paste that over, and here we are. Now with the bass. And now with the vocal.
And everyone knows that there ain't nobody could ever come close. If I could go back to the start, watch it all fall apart, though I know how the story ends, I'd do it again. I'd do it again.
Cool. Now the next thing I'm going to do is duplicate this. Get rid of that, and I'm going to put in build plucky synth. So now there's this synth. Oops. And now I'm going to take out the build pluckier synth right here, so that way it just adds in an extra color. So the two together. This makes it a little thicker, and we're gonna change that. We're gonna eventually automate this bottom one and this one a little bit, but you'll start hearing how the color and everything happens and when we get the volume levels right. So it'll change up, but this is what we've got for now. So let's listen from here.
Never thought I'd break so hard. I'm up here alone, just a falling star. But I'd do it again. I'd do it again. 'Cause you took me higher, and everyone knows that there ain't nobody could.
Alright, so that sounds really good. I'm just gonna add in these other vocal tracks that I was given. And they're already processed too, just like the main vocal, which I should have said at the start. But this vocal's already been processed. I had it in another project file and did a little bit extra processing. It's been auto-tuned, so we're pretty golden to just like go ahead and write in that. Sometimes you'll need to do a lot more processing, but lucky to have that. So basically what I just did was add in these other vocals, and I'm gonna group these together. Call this vocals. So now you'll hear that we have backgrounds.
'Cause you took me higher. 'Cause you took me higher.
And I'm just gonna show you a trick here. So I'm gonna pan 135 to the right, 135 to the left. And basically what this is doing, Saint Yves gave me a couple vocal tracks for these parts that she wanted to be a little bit bigger. And this is actually like a pretty standard thing. Normally you could do a lot more vocal tracks, to be honest, but this will do it for what we're working with. So each one of these, this main vocal take and these two backgrounds right here, they're completely different takes. So she resung them each time. And obviously these two are different by she's singing it way lower, octave lower. But what can happen is you can just image it and make it sound more full. So by panning one to the left, it takes up that left field, and panning one to the right takes up that right field. And because they're all different takes resung, they won't phase out. So now we'll listen to the main vocal.
'Cause you took me higher.
Soloed, and then we'll add in these one at a time.
'Cause you took me higher.
So you can hear how I added in the left one. It just kind of thickens it up a bit, and then we'll go to the right.
'Cause you took me higher. And everyone knows that there ain't nobody could ever come close.
Alright, so that is pretty much it right there. These other two I'll turn off for now because we aren't going to use them until way later. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So now that we're done this part, in the next video we'll be taking a look at continuing to write the break and adding in some more synths and automation, creating some vocal ambience, and also writing a counter melody synth line that plays off of the vocal. So see you in the next video.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting, and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.